Bonjour, welcome to lesson 4.5, which is a review of everything we've done since the first day. I'm leaving out the dialogue, the bonjour, ça va, je m'appelle Vincent, enchanté, au revoir, which I think you know. And instead, I'm just going to look at all the verbs that we have done. So as you can see, we have done, I'm just going to go down this line. I don't want to read them all. We've done chante. Now let me read them all. Chante, chanter, if you're talking to two people. You don't want them to do it. This is to one person. Ne chante pas. And to two people, ne chantez pas. Chante, chantez. Ne chante pas. Ne chantez pas. Danse, dansez. Ne danse pas. Ne dansez pas. Monte, let me just go down. Monte, descend, saute, écoute, mange, regarde, frappe, parle, court, bouge, lève, montre, appelle, ouvre, ferme, prend, prenez, ne prend pas, ne prenez pas. And we have these three nouns. We have la main, les mains. We have, oops, hold on. We have le livre, les livres, and we have la porte, and if there were two of them, les portes. Okay, so let's take a look at the pictures just to review. So here, this is la main. These are les mains. Le livre, les livres, la porte, les portes. Okay, those are the nouns. Now here we have, so let's go for the first part. Let's say we want them to do what they're doing. So we're going to tell her sing. She's one person. We're going to say chante. Here's one person. We want her to open the door. We say ouvre la porte. Ouvre la porte. Here's one girl. She's raising her hands. Lève les mains. Lève les mains. You want them to take the book. Prends le livre. Prends le livre. Prends le livre. Here's two people. You want them to call. Appelez. Appelez. You want them to sing. Two people. Chanter. Chanter. You want him to dance. One person. Danse. You want him to look at his hands. Regarde les mains. Regarde les mains. Regarde les mains. You want him, let's see, you want him to close the book. One person. Ferme le livre. Ferme le livre. You want them to raise their hands. There's two people. Levez les mains. Levez les mains. To one person would be lève. Lève les mains. To two people, levez les mains. Okay, she's showing the door. You want her to show the door. Montre la porte. Montre la porte. All right, he's closing the door. He's one person. You say, ferme la porte. Ferme la porte. Here's two people. You want them to dance. You say, dansez. Dansez. Let's do three more. You want them to call. Appelez. Appelez. If you're just talking to one person, that's this person, we appelle. And you're talking to her, one person, appelle. If you're talking to two people, appelez. Appelez. Okay, you want them to take the books that they have. You tell them, if it were one person, we prends le livre. But to two people, it's prenez. Prenez les livres. You want her to dance? Danse. You want her to listen? She has the headphones on. Écoute. You want her to jump. Saute. You want her to come down. Descend. You want her to go up even higher. Monte. Okay, you want them to dance. Danser. This is the last page, then we're going to go to negative. You want her to watch the door. Look at the door. Regarde la porte. Okay, now let's change it. And from now on, we don't want them to do what they're thinking of doing. So he's thinking of going up. We don't want to. We don't want him to. So we say, ne monte pas. Ne monte pas. We don't want her to call. N'appelle pas. One person. N'appelle pas. We don't want them to show the books. Hein? Ne montrez pas les livres. Ne montrez pas les livres. We don't want this person to take the book. Ne prends pas le livre. Same thing to Rapunzel. Ne prends pas le livre. Or there are several books. Let's say ne prends pas les livres. What's this? Let's say don't raise your hands. It's one person. Ne lève pas les mains. Ne lève pas les mains. Don't go up. It's two people. Ne montez pas. We don't want her to take a book. She should be doing something else. Ne prends pas le livre. Don't take the book. Ne prends pas le livre. We don't want them to close the door. There are three of them. Ne fermez pas la porte. Ne fermez pas la porte. If we're just talking to the guy with the headband on, if we're only talking to one, it would be ne ferme pas la porte. But if we're talking to all three, it's ne fermez pas la porte. Don't go upstairs to one person, one child. Ne monte pas. Ne monte pas. Don't take the books. One person. Ne prends pas les livres. Ne prends pas les livres. Oh, this one. Don't eat the book. Ne mange pas le livre. Ne mange pas le livre. We don't want them to go up. Ne montez pas. Ne montez pas. We don't want him to call. N'appelle pas. N'appelle pas. We don't want him to open the book. N'ouvre pas le livre. N'ouvre pas le livre. It's one person. If there were two people, say he was with someone else, then it would be n'ouvrez pas le livre. But since he's just one person, it's n'ouvre pas le livre. Don't show the book, one person. Ne montre pas le livre. Ne montre pas le livre. We don't want him to come down. Ne descends pas. If there were two people, ne descendez pas. That's only one person. Ne descends pas. Here they're raising their hands. You don't want that to happen. Ne levez pas les mains. We don't want him to close the book, one person. Ne ferme pas le livre. We don't want them to come down. Ne descendez pas. We don't want him to open the door. N'ouvre pas la porte. N'ouvre pas la porte. Now they're about to have a feast of books. We don't want them to eat those books. It's two of them, two people. Ne mangez pas les livres. Ne mangez pas les livres. We don't want these people to show their hands. Ne montrez pas les mains. Ne montrez pas les mains. We don't want him to show the book. Ne montre pas le livre. We don't want him to close his hands. One person. Ne ferme pas les mains. Ne ferme pas les mains. Here, we don't want them to take those books. There's three people. Ne prenez pas les livres. Ne prenez pas les livres. Here, there's two people. We don't want them to call. Say the police. N'appelez pas la police. N'appelez pas. Or if they're calling their mothers, n'appelez pas maman. N'appelez pas maman. Here, we don't want them to say we want them. What should we say? We don't want them to open those books. There's two people. N'ouvrez pas les livres. We don't want her to open the door. One person. N'ouvre pas la porte. We don't want them to show their hands. Ne montrez pas les mains. Ne montrez pas. There are three people. Ne montrez pas. One boy. We don't want him to come downstairs. Ne descends pas. Ne descends pas. Ne descends pas. Here, we don't want this person to open the book. N'ouvre pas le livre. We don't want her to show the door. Ne montre pas la porte. Ne montre pas la porte. Whole bunch of people. We don't want them to come down. Ne descendez pas. Ne descendez pas. We don't want her to jump. Ne saute pas. Ne saute pas. What's happening here? I have to make this a little bit smaller. Oh, he's about to hit the books. We don't want him to hit the books. Ne frappe pas les livres. Ne frappe pas les livres. Let's go back to 200 here. All right, we don't want these two people to open the door. It's two people. N'ouvrez pas la porte. N'ouvrez pas la porte. Or say they're closing it. I can't tell. If you're going to tell them don't close the door, ne fermez pas la porte. All right, she's showing the book. You don't want her to. Ne montre pas le livre. Ne montre pas le livre. He's listening very indiscreetly. We don't want him to listen. N'écoute pas. N'écoute pas. We don't want them to jump. 4 people. Ne sautez pas. We don't want her to show her hands. Ne montre pas. Is one person. Ne montre pas les mains. We don't want him to jump. He's one person. Ne saute pas. And them. Ne sautez pas. Just like just above. All right. We don't want him to take the book. One person. Ne prends pas. Ne prends pas le livre. We don't want this person to take the book. Same story. Ne prends pas le livre. We do not want her to listen. N'écoute pas. We don't want him to show his hands. Ne montre pas les mains. We don't want these 3 people to listen. N'écoutez pas. N'écoutez pas. Don't listen. N'écoutez pas. He's one person. He's listening to them. We don't want that to happen. We say to him, n'écoute pas. Don't listen. A whole bunch of people. N'écoutez pas. This man, you don't want him to eat. Ne mange pas. One person. Here's 2 people. Instead of ne mange pas, you're going to have ne mangez pas. Ne mange pas. Ne mangez pas. We don't want him to look. Ne regarde pas. A whole bunch of people. Ne regardez pas. Ne regardez pas. One person. Ne regarde pas. 3 people. Ne regardez pas. We don't want him to hit. One person. Ne frappe pas. We don't want them to hit. Ne frappez pas. Ne frappe pas. 1, 2, 3. Ne frappez pas. One person. Ne frappe pas. We're almost done. We don't want her to speak. Ne parle pas. We don't want the 2 of them to speak. Ne parlez pas. Her, we don't want her to speak. Ne parle pas. And then them, ne parlez pas. We're almost at the end here. We don't want one girl to run. Ne cours pas. Ne cours pas. We don't want 2 girls to run. Ne courez pas. We don't want this guy to run. One person. Ne cours pas. We don't want these kids to run. Ne courez pas. Ne courez pas. All right, we don't want to move. Do not move. Ne bouge pas to one person. Ne bouge pas. All right, here's 2 people faced with a T-Rex. You're going to say not ne bouge pas, which would be to one person, but to 2 people, ne bougez pas. And finally, last picture, here's 2 people, ne bougez pas. Okay, that's it. Au revoir.